This is Audible.
Penguin Random House Audio presents The Correspondent, a novel by Virginia Evans. Read for you by Maggie Meg Reed. With Jane Oppenheimer, Carly Robbins, Jeff Ebner, David Petou, Chris Andrew Shula, Mark Bramhall, Patria Burchard, Robert Petkoff, Kimberly Farr, Jim Siebert, Karis Morgan Moyer, Jade Wheeler, Peter Ganem, and Steve West. To Mark with love. What I have made for myself is personal, but is not exactly peace. Most of us live less theatrically, but remain the survivors of a peculiar and inward time. Joan Didion, On the Morning After the 60s, The White Album. A preface. At last, on Monday, around 10 or half past, Sybil Van Antwerp carries the mug of Irish breakfast tea with milk to her desk. The bed is made, the dishes clean and drying on a towel beside the sink, the plants watered, the shelves dusted. She scoots the chair with precision, then gazes for a few moments out the window over her garden and toward the river off and below, at the few white triangle sails there in the distance, the reflection of the sky on the wide water, the square mansions on the Annapolis side. With satisfaction, she straightens the stack of letter-writing paper and the short, always turning over pile of books she will read next. She arranges the pens in the mug. She counts her stamps. She consults the stack of what letters she has received and not yet answered, a list she keeps of letters she means to write, a stack of upside-down pages in the drawer, a letter she has been writing going on years now, still unsent. Sybil is a mother and grandmother, divorced, retired from a distinguished career in law. These things are all there around her, but it is this correspondence. On Wednesday, it's the same, and on Friday, and on Saturday. On Monday, around 10 or half past, Sybil Van Antwerp sits down at her desk again. It is the correspondence that is her manner of living.
Felix Stone, 7 Rue de la Papillon, 84220 Gourdes, France. June 2nd, 2012. Felix, my dear brother, thank you for the birthday card, the fountain pen, and the book, which I started the day it arrived, Thursday, and finished today. It was exactly as you described, unlikely and electric, inventive, and right up my alley. 73 feels the same as 72, for what it's worth. Arthritis, constipation, and trouble sleeping. And I've decided to stop dyeing my hair. I don't care much for my birthday, as you know, though it's always nice of you to acknowledge it. Trudy and Millie, of course, came for appetizers and cards. The children both contacted me. Bruce had a strawberry tart delivered from a bakery. He'll be up next weekend to clean out my gutters anyway. And it was awful, so I threw it out. Probably cost him a fortune. Fiona called from London. She said she won't come home again until Christmas because work is keeping her jumping, and now she is designing something in Sydney, for heaven's sake, so she'll spend a month in Australia. She assured me Walt doesn't mind how often she is gone, but I'll tell you, I don't know how their marriage will make it. She'll certainly never be able to have children at this point. They're not even trying. At least she hasn't told me if they are. When I bring it up, she chastises me. Theodore Lubeck down the street brought me cut roses from his bushes, as he does every year, which is good of him, even if he is a renegade from the lawless fringe of the American West. How is France? How is Stuart? What are you writing? Thank you for the invitation to visit. You're always good to refresh it. Yes, I loved the chateau, but that was a novel, and as much as I would love to see your new house, no, I'll not come. Just as a summer afternoon is gorgeous from inside air conditioning, and you step into the day hot, muggy, miserable, a postcard of France with all the lavender and sunflowers, I imagine, is far more alluring than the place itself. It's such a hassle to fly these days, with the security and all the regulations about the size of bag, and transferring the creams and contact lens solution into the small bottles. Honestly, it doesn't appeal to me in the least. And I made it clear when you moved continents, I wouldn't be coming. I was going through boxes and found this photograph enclosed from the day they brought you home from the sisters. Your little trousers and absolutely bald head. You've come full circle. Mother looks gorgeous here, and I've never seen another photo of her in this green skirt suit, but I remember it clearly. I remember that day as clearly as if it were yesterday. I remember there had been a bad storm, no rain, but a strange wind and warm temperatures, and there was a tree down in the yard and branches and sticks. And I remember the neighbor, Mrs. Curry, had made a dinner of pot roast and a chocolate pie, and I'd been waiting all afternoon for the car to pull up and bring you. Mitzi hadn't been able to get there for the morning chores because the storm had downed the lines on the Canton Bridge, so I had dusted, made the beds, drawn the drapes. Can you think of who it would have been taking the photo? Mother's sister, Heloise, was there looking after me, but I can't imagine Heloise taking photographs. I suppose this is our first family portrait. I'm giving it to you, as I have my own photo of the day they brought me in. My regards to Stuart, of course, from your loving sister, Sybil. Postscript. Felix, I got into a little scrape last night. It was nothing, really. I'm fine, but the Cadillac is in the shop. More of an inconvenience than anything else, honestly. June 2nd, 2012. Dear Mr. Lubeck, thank you for the exquisite white roses you left on my porch on my birthday, May 29th. Furthermore, I received your voice message this morning. I was delivered home by taxi last night due to a minor car accident, but everything is being taken care of. Regards, Sybil Van Antwerp. Ms. Anne Patchett, care of Parnassus Books, 3900 Hillsborough Pike, No. 14, Nashville, Tennessee, 37215. June 2nd, 2012. Dear Anne, I am writing to congratulate you on your most recent novel, State of Wonder, which was given to me for my birthday by my brother. I finished reading it this morning. Today is Saturday, and I only started the book Thursday, which says something in itself, though you wouldn't know that as we are strangers, though not utter strangers, as we have exchanged letters on one previous occasion, and that was when I read your first big smash, Bel Canto, in the very early part of the millennium, and you sent a reply remarking on my penmanship and encouraging me to address you by your first name. You might, though perhaps not, depending on the volume of letters you receive and read on a regular basis, recall from that letter that I enjoyed Bel Canto very much. But this new book is even better. I should add for clarity's sake that I did write to you when I finished reading the book before this one, Run, but I never heard back. But that's just fine, so don't give it a second thought. It typically takes me 4 days to read a novel of standard length, but I was flying through the pages of State of Wonder, that exotic Amazonian backdrop, and those smart, tremendously complex women, Drs. Singh and Swenson.